Hey guys, we got another new shipment of comics in that I want to share with you guys. But before we get to that, I want you to make sure you subscribe below. Also click the bell below and make sure you're notified of any new videos that we've got coming out for you guys. And after you do all that, I want you to check these out. Alright guys, first up we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Urban Legend number 8. This is a comic that I haven't actually read, but I have a couple of people who like this comic. Number 8, and we got in Days of Hate, a comic I haven't really read, but one of my subscribers likes this comic. This is chapter 11 of 12, so there's only one more issue coming out of this one. Here's a one that some of my gamer fans might like. This is God of War. God of War was an excellent video game, by the way. I have it on the PS4. But this is the comic book adaptation of that game. This is issue number 2. We may still have a couple issues of issue number 1, but I'm not 100% sure. The Witcher came in, and The Witcher of Flesh and Flames, issue number 1 of 4. So if you want to get started into this, this is, there's a video game called The Witcher, and I'm not sure. This might actually be based off of that video game. Now that I look at it, I think it might be. So if you're a fan of the Witcher series, you should check this out. Outcast is another comic that we have that came in. I read the first couple of issues of Outcast. I really liked it and wish I had more time to catch up. We're now on issue number 37. So I've got a lot of catching up to do, not just with this comic, but with several others. We have Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I have a few people who are subscribed to this comic. Well, a couple of people, and this is issue number 34, and the artwork is pretty good in this. I just haven't read it. I'm not a big fan of Power Rangers. I like them, but not a big fan. I remember when they first came out in the 90s, though. Another fan favorite for Call of Duty fans, Call of Duty Zombies. This is issue number 3. This is the second series that I know of. The first one came out, I think last year maybe. But this one is the new one. This is on issue number 3. I'm not sure if I have any of the older ones left, or if I have issues 1 and 2 left, but that came in with the new shipment. And here is something that came in. This number 1 is actually not the first one, or it's actually not new. It's been out a while, but I really like this comic. This is a little more gruesome though, on the little bit of more of a darker side. So, and it's for mature audiences, so we wouldn't sell this to kids. But the title is Die, 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 and it's very graphic. So I'm going to open the cover up a little bit just to show you what I mean. If you have kids, or if you don't like your kids seeing anything violent, or if you don't like violence yourself, you might not want to watch this one. But this is a really cool series, and I'm going to open up the first couple of pages just to show you a little bit of the storyline, give you a little bit of taste. There's a guy who's being chased on a motorcycle, and he gets hit and does a backflip onto the car, which I think is just awesome. And he defends himself against all these people who are attacking him, and eventually loses, or eventually gets overtaken, and then they cut off his nose. So this is a little more graphic than some of the other comics that I have. And I have issues number 1, 2, 3, and 4 of this one. Issue number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, this is Rat Queens. Rat Queens is a comic that I have not read. I like the artwork inside, and I do plan on reading this a lot. This is another independent comic. I've heard good things about it, but I have not read Rat Queens, and this is issue number 13. Rat Queens number 13. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, not to be confused with Teenage Mutant Turtles Urban Legends, but this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the ongoing series. It's at issue number 89, and it looks like this is a Christmas edition. I'm sure there's some Christmas story, Christmas theme inside this one, but that's issue number 89. Star Wars Adventures is up next. This is a comic. Anytime you see the word Adventures, especially written like this on one of the independent comics, or even some of the Marvel comics, I believe. Anytime you see the word Adventures, it usually means it's geared more towards kids, even though kids and adults enjoy the read. But the artwork is a little more cartoony and gears a lot more towards kids, like the younger preteen age and things like that. So Star Wars Adventures is up. Better and Veronica, number 1. Better and Veronica is a spin-off of the Archie comics. They revamped Archie quite a bit, probably because of the TV show that came out. And so they revamped some of the comics. And I'm sorry, my camera is malfunctioning on me. Here we go. Come on, don't fizzle out on me. And I'm going to have to start that over. Alright, this is Betty and Veronica. Betty and Veronica is from the Archie comic series, a spin-off of Archie. They revamped Archie years ago, and so they had to revamp all the characters. So they made them kind of for the modern age. So this is all new Betty and Veronica. There was a Betty and Veronica series that was out not too long ago, and I'm assuming they revamped it. So this is all new, and it is in issue number 1. American Carnage, also one of those comics that are for mature readers, as you can see. And again, we don't sell these to kids, but this might have a little bit of violence in it, as you can tell from the cover, obviously. But I haven't read this either, but I heard it was a good comic also. My Little Pony. For the My Little Pony fans, we have a lot of young girls who read this, and we don't sell very many of them because I don't know if many young girls know much about comics, and most people think comics is just for boys with Spider-Man and Hulk and Flash, Batman, things like that. But they make a comic for just about everybody. So My Little Pony came in. XO Men of War. This is a new series of XO Men of War. Is on issue number 22. There is an older series that came out years and years ago, and I actually like this series better. I've only read a few issues, but the artwork is brilliant. It's bright, it's energetic, it's just magnificent. So if I had to choose between the old version and the new version, especially on these shiny pages, I would definitely choose the newer XO Men of War. Dead Men Logan. Old Men Logan is another series that came out, but Dead Men Logan is new. It's on issue number 2 of 12, and we just got this one in. Now the next few comics that you see are going to be, they've done something that I really like. As most of you who know me know that I, like most of the country, about cried when Stan Lee passed away. And so they have some Stan Lee covers. He's got his name, birth date, and the day of his passing on it. And inside they have a drawing of Stan Lee that I am actually going to try to recreate. So I'm really looking forward to starting to get on this, to try to draw this and give it my own little touch up, and hopefully try to sell them and incorporate them into something that I'll tell you guys about a little bit later. And so this is a Stan Lee cover. This is Black Panther versus Deadpool number 3. We have Champions Annual 1. If you haven't read the Champions comic, I encourage you to read Champions. Champions is an amazing comic. It's got a vast cast of heroes, including the Miles Morales Spider-Man, And the movie just came out that I'm really excited about, and hopefully I'm going to go see Sunday. But it is just from the previews and for what I've heard, the Miles Morales Spider-Man cartoon was, or movie, animated movie, was just fantastic. So he's in the Champions, and this is the annual #1. Extermination #5 came out. Uncanny X-Men #6. And you can see all of these have the Stan Lee stamp on it. Han Solo #3, Solo Star Wars Story #3. Another Stan Lee cover, Spider-Geddon #5. Thor #8. Domino #9. And I really like this cover. This is Black Panther. That's an awesome drawing of Black Panther. But this is Marvel Knights #4. Defenders #1. As you can see on the cover, there's the Hulk, Silver Surfer, Doctor Strange, one of my favorite characters, and the Submariner, and on the Defenders team. We got Darth Vader in, and that's the the Defenders is the #1 issue, by the way. Darth Vader is in, and this is issue #25. Another Stan Lee cover, Infinity Wars, Fallen Guardians. The Life of Captain Marvel, #5. Superhero Avengers, another comic book geared more towards kids. And again, it's got the Avengers on it, so it's obviously for kids, but it's a funny kind of comic, kind of a spoof, so adults enjoy that read as well. We have issue #6 of Infinity Wars. It's a pretty thick book, by the way. This is thicker than normal, so of course the price is going to be a lot different from normal. But this looks very interesting. I need to catch up anyway, so I'm probably going to read this one. I might do a reveal or a review and let you guys know what I think about that one. Weapon H. If you don't know what Weapon H is, this is the Hulk with adamantium. I don't know if this is actually the actual Incredible Hulk. I haven't read this issue yet. It's on issue #11. You can see how much time I don't have for reading comics anymore, since I'm doing so many events and activities. But so I don't know if that's Bruce Banner Hulk or if that's a different Hulk, but that is Weapon H. This is Shuri, #3, the sister of the Black Panther. If you guys saw the Black Panther movie, I can't see why you wouldn't. But if you did see the Black Panther movie, this is Shuri. She was awesome in the movie. A lot of people liked her character in the movie. Damage, Showdown with the Justice League, #12. Season's Beatings. This is a #1 issue, and I'm not very sure what this is about. But it is a #1 issue. Deadpool apparently seems to be the star in this. I'm very curious about this one, actually. It looks like, of course, it's Christmas themed. Very curious about this one. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to read that one at some point. Iceman #4. Another Stan Lee issue. Very brilliantly done, by the way. Okay, we have Nightwing. And I'm not sure, of course that looks like a Scarecrow, but I'm not sure who this is. Obviously someone has taken up the mantle of Nightwing, it looks like, or they're trying to be a hero of some sort. So I'm not a big Nightwing. Well, I'm sort of a Nightwing fan, but I just, again, don't have much time to read his comics. But I might check this out to see who that is exactly. Justice League, one of my favorites. The Secrets of Hawk World. Hawkman and Hawkgirl not being any of my favorites, but this is Justice League issue number 14. Teen Titans, number 25. This is Crush, the daughter of Lobo. If you don't know who Lobo is an intergalactic bounty hunter who is hated by most of the superheroes in the DC Comics. But I didn't even know he had a daughter, so this is the secret origin of Crush, daughter of Lobo. Scooby-Doo, for all you Scooby-Doo fans out there. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Number 96. So this one's been around for a little while. Harley Quinn, number 56. And there's a bunch of cats on this issue. I don't know why, but interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Catwoman was in there, but I don't think she is. But anyway, Catwoman. Speaking of Catwoman, there's Catwoman number 6. Catwoman has become more of an anti-hero lately, and she was going to marry Batman at one point, but that got thwarted. Come check out the issues if you want, if you're interested in that storyline. Aquaman number 1. Aquaman will be in December, on December 3rd or 21st. Wait, that's Saturday. No, Friday. I might have to go check that out. Daggone it. Alright. So Aquaman number 1. They've been trying to revamp Aquaman for years, trying to bring his character up because he is one of the most underrated, if not the most underrated superhero in the DC Comics. And Aquaman is not to be underrated. I don't even like Aquaman that much, but not for the same reasons that everybody else doesn't like him. People think he can't, do anything. He's only useful underwater, but you have a lot to learn. I guarantee you that movie is going to be great. I guarantee it. And I'm going to go see it. I spend a lot of time defending Aquaman in this comic shop, even though he's not a favorite of mine. But I know what he can do, and I know how much of a asset he can be to the Justice League, and not just in water. But you will find that out if you come and get this issue and find out for yourself. My favorite, Batman. Batman is always my favorite. In fact, he's probably my number 1. Batman number 61. And they did something with Batman that I'm really glad that Marvel and DC do in some of their comics. And I hope they start doing it in all of their comics. But as you can see, this is on issue number 61. A lot of people think that if you don't get the first issue, then you won't figure out what's going on. They think if you start at 61, you've got to get 60 all the way back to number 1 to figure out what's going on, and that is not the case. So one of the things that DC and Marvel started doing is on some of their comics, they will put the title of that story arc on the comic. So this is Nightmares Part 1. So Nightmares Part 2 will probably be in issue number 62. And it might just span for those 2 issues. And then another comic storyline should come up. It might span 3 or 4 issues. But usually they don't do more than 4 issues to tell a story arc. Because again, the comic industry would fold in on itself if that were the case. If you had to get all those issues just to figure out what was going on, I wouldn't have a comic shop. But let's just put it that way. So just understand that just because you get, even if you get this story, you might want to find out what happened after this. But you won't necessarily need this issue to get the one before it. So the one before it is probably a different story. Well, I'm sure it is a different story, and doesn't necessarily have anything to do with this story. It may, but most likely it doesn't. So again, when you get into comics, just jump in with both feet. Start from there and just start your subscription with us, and we'll help you get started along the way. Batman Kings of Fear. This is a comic, issue number 5, that just started up not too long ago, and I am not a fan of the artwork. This is a 6-issue miniseries. I'm not a big fan of the artwork in this, but some people do like it. It's just not one of my favorite styles. But because it's a Batman comic, most likely I will probably read it. Okay. And the other comics that I have left are just some that some of my subscribers have gotten. So this is their personal issues, like Mr. Burton, for example. It's about some dogs who are intelligent, I believe, and they can talk. Gideon Falls, which I haven't read, but one of my subscribers seemed to like this a lot. Impossible Incorporated. I've never heard of this one. This is by IDW. She Could Fly, another comic I haven't read, but this is on issue number 3. And it's got some pretty decent artwork in it, but I'm not very familiar with this comic at all. But just keep in mind, not all of our comics are superhero related comics or kids comics. You know, we have comics for just about everybody. Usagi Yojimbo. It looks cartoony, but I have adults who read this comic. This is a very good comic. So you might want to check this out. American Gods. If I'm not mistaken, there might be a TV show. This is issue number 9. And there might be a TV show either coming up or in place for American Gods. And this is League of Extraordinary Gentlemen number 3. Mina for young ladies. Thank you guys for checking out my video. We look forward to making a lot more great videos for you here at Game Over. Videos of our events, videos of some more commentary, and other activities that we've got going on. I'm really excited about this project. And hopefully you guys will subscribe below and spread the word for us and help us reach at least 100 subscribers. We look forward to working with you, doing more for you, and hopefully we'll see you here at Game Over.